Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Castleman here, and today I'm reviewing this book. It's called Read and Grow Rich. Excellent book. I read this book a long time ago, but I'm just going to go over all my highlighted materials. Let's get started. Everything you do, no matter what, no matter how big or small, is either taking you closer to your goals or further away. It means that everything you do, no matter how big or how small, is either taking you closer to your goals or further away from them. That's why everything counts. Reading is the means of thinking with another person's mind. It forces you to stretch your own mind. Charles Scribner Jr. And these are going to be the scrolls that are actually in The Greatest Salesman in the World. It reminds me I have to order that book again. My version fell apart. Scroll number 1. And there's 10 scrolls in that book. So scroll number 1. These are the 10 principles. Today, I begin a new life. Scroll number 2. I will greet this day with love in my heart. Number 3. I will persist until I succeed. Number 4. I am nature's greatest miracle. Number 5. I will live this day as if it were my last. Number 6. Today, I will be master of my emotions. Number 7. I will laugh at the world. Number 8. Today, I will multiply my value 100-fold. Number 9. I will act now. Number 10. Henceforth, I will pray, but my cries for help will be cries for guidance. The power of books to transform lives. Every man who knows how to read has it in his power to magnify himself, to multiply the ways in which he exists, to make his life full, significant, and interesting. Aldous Huxley. Reading is the best tool available for advancing the world. What Lincoln lacked in intellect, he made up for in common sense and determination. He understood early in his life that reading was the best tool available for advancing in the world. In our new knowledge economy, Peter Drucker says, if you haven't learned how to learn, you'll have a hard time. Knowing how to learn is partly curiosity, but it's also discipline. In our new knowledge economy, if you haven't learned how to learn, you'll have a hard time. That's Peter Drucker. Our knowledge economy, you have to learn how to learn. Curiosity and discipline equal knowing how to learn. Read every day, 15 minutes a day, will be felt at the end of the year. It'll be felt at the end of the year. That was my own quote, so I messed it up. And resolve to edge in a little reading every day. And what I do, I read 10 pages every single day. I started with 1. Reading is your slight edge to help you solve the puzzles in your life. Our lives change in 2 ways: through the people we meet and the books we read. future belongs to those who learn what they need to learn in order to do what they need to do. I love that. Only perfect practice makes perfect. The art of reading is the skill set of catching every sort of communication as well as possible. I love that. Reading is visually guided thinking. Active reading is nothing more than the mental process of asking and answering questions in order to gather information and increase our understanding. It stands to reason that readers who ask more and better questions, that is deeper, more probing questions, will be rewarded with a richer reading experience. In other words, the more active we become as readers, the richer our reward. Over the years, I've come up with my own system of note-taking during reading. I underline and circle key concepts. I put big stars by key passages. I highlight quotes that I might use for future books and speeches. And I write down the page numbers containing the key themes on the back inside the cover for future reference. As you make notes in your own books, you'll develop your own system. Not only will note-taking help you internalize the material, but it will make it a lot easier to locate key passages in the future and review your notes. The final stage of the 3-step reading system to increase understanding is the review stage. After you complete a book, congratulate yourself for seeing the task through to the end, and then set it aside for a week or so. Pick up the book and give it a quick 10-minute review. This is when note-taking comes in handy. As you thumb through the book, you read your notes, your highlighted material. Take a few moments to think about the questions and comments you wrote. As you review, you'll be amazed at how fresh and new the material seems. Even though you just finished the book a few days ago, you'll also be amazed to discover that your comments were well thought out and that you did a good job of highlighting most of the key themes and statistics and arguments. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Don't measure yourself by the problems you face. Measure yourself by the problems you've faced up to. Books not only help us face our problems, but they also give us the wisdom and understanding to solve them. And in the solving, we get richer. Daily prayer was to grow richer in God's Word by reading the Bible. When it gets harder to suffer than change, you will change. When it gets harder to suffer than change, you will change. You read about somebody else's life, but it makes you think of your own. That's the beauty of it. That's why I love books. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Oh, that's a book. Reading releases a trapped soul. Reading provides a breakthrough. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We value what we work for. Reading takes work. Unlike TV programs or videos, we have to concentrate. We have to use our imagination. We have to make an effort. As a result, we place more value on what we learn from reading because the mental investment is greater. When we read a book, it belongs to us because we earned it. Garbage in, garbage out means that humans will think and act according to the information they take in. If you take in negative, mean-spirited language and a cynical view of the world, you'll speak and act accordingly. In short, you are what you watch, you are what you listen to, and you are what you read. Writing down his innermost feelings and his daily reflections on what he'd read. In a journal. I love what I do because books tell children who they are long before they ever become it. Personal growth books tell us who we can become before we become it. They give us hope. They stir our imagination. They inspire us to take action. They make us stretch ourselves. They plant the seeds that grow and blossom into our dreams. They challenge us to live up to our full potential. In short, they empower us to change, to get better, to grow rich. Whatever reason you had for not being somebody, there's somebody who had the same problem and overcame it. Barbara Reynolds. Lou Holtz credits The Magic of Thinking Big as a turning point in his professional career. What a phenomenal book. Think and Grow Rich. How to Win Friends and Influence People. The greatest salesman in the world, Marriott, the guy who started Marriott. Les Brown, he says The Strangest Secret is his favorite book. Phyllis Diller is The Magic of Believing. Archie Moore, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. And he said, now that I've found books, I'm really living. Archie Moore is a former light heavyweight boxing champion who never picked up a book. Dave Thomas, The Power of Positive Thinking. Andrew Carnegie said this: a man's reading program should be as carefully planned as his daily diet, for that too is food, without which he cannot grow mentally. Andrew Carnegie. You're not going to grow unless you're reading. You're not going to grow unless you're expanding. You're not going to grow unless you put yourself in some pressure. Do you know someone you'd like to change, regulate, or improve? Fine. Why not start on yourself? That's a lot more profitable than trying to improve others. Dale Carnegie. He wrote How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you are anxious to improve yourself, read books which tend to elevate your taste, refine your imagination, clarify your ambition, raise your ideals. Read books of power, books which stir the very depths of your being to some purpose. Read books which make you resolve to do and to be a little better, to try a little harder, to be somebody, and to do something in the world. 15 minutes of concentrated reading every day would carry you through the great authors in about 5 years. In closing, I wish you all the success you will allow yourself to have through the books you read. And always remember that when you keep reading, you keep going, you keep growing. Anyways, reading has changed my life. I started out with audiobooks. I listened to about 100 audiobooks when I was trucking. And I was listening to audiobooks on and off for a long time before that, but whenever I started trucking, it really dialed in and allowed me to understand how important reading is and how much growth I did at that time. That was one of the biggest growth stages in my life. And I credit that to learning. And now I read 10 pages a day minimum. So that has allowed me to just tear through a lot of books. Because just think about it, if you got a if you have a 200 page book and you're reading 10 pages a day, in 20 days you're done with that book. And it's very, very valuable. It's so valuable. It's helped me articulate my words. It's helped me articulate my mindset. It's given me a lot more purpose and mission in life because I understand, a little bit more every single day. I understand a little bit more on how I can help another person. I understand myself a little bit more. And it allows me to fight through the vices. It allows me to focus on the mission in life. Anyways, I love you all. Take it easy.